Make a special appearance. Persona, Shadula, C. Harris. Direct lineage. Honors derived from I.S.L.A.M. What constitutes good tranquility? My liberty is absolute. Unless you're absent from proof, don't tap me to do no delegation. One shade of you. Consign going back past the days of the move. 7 ruling claims, not giving up one to you. Company bankruptcy solvent from 1929, 32 or 33 degrees or 360. The beat shifted. The G in me. You see my shadow? The shadow can't see how deep end with. You can kill a beast, then you get back to business. Had to study for myself to see why the prophet wasn't visible. You have no standing. This is not a C, that's just an act. A corporate policy is for employees on the deck. Pick a color, I'm not that one. All of them is fact stats, vast estates. You the benefactor. Not nigger color, nigger color, nigger color, that. 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 Conscious people saying they're black but not Negro. Forcing slave stories on the Moors is arrogant ego. Maniacs, dumb as doorknobs, not brainiacs. Africa's in Asia, but they won't be Asiacs. Dishonor ancestors, they dishonor to self-boast. Anything black isn't it, and no rights for those. And one's colored are red when mad, blue when it's cold. Varicose veins are purple when they get too old. Even denationalized coffee called that black when it's brown. In Moore City, Claude Anderson got denied a black town, claiming it's racism and prejudice. But let me tell you this, that kind of thing can make you a nemesis and throw off the precipice. Blacks killed with no evidence and shoe fetishes. Black activist movements founded by Dyson feminists. Make blacks abandon their rights, airship and inheritance for privileges that will be taken away in pseudo benefits. You can blame the colonists, but also negligence. Pushing patriarch for massa and not divine feminine. Don't know the nation, so civilization is effeminate. They don't want sheets, so vote for prime minister presidents. Definitely not in black's favor, just devilishment. Fantasy scholarship irrelevant, never active, just hesitant. You have no standing, this is not a C, that's just an act. A corporate policy is for employees on the deck. Pick a color, I'm not that one, all of them is fact stats, vast estates. You the benefactor. Not nigger color, nigger color, nigger color, that. Not nigger color, nigger color, nigger color, that. Not nigger color, nigger color, nigger color, that. Not nigger color, nigger color, nigger color, that.
What's up? Islam, peace, and what it is, what it ain't, and what it be like. When I last left you, I promised you that we would continue on this path, that what we are breaking down and going into is history and law, which are to never be taught separately. You dig? But before I get into any more constitutional information or breaking down of words and their origins and meanings and whatnot, I think it's important that, since many of you consider yourself to be Christian, pardon me, that I read here for you something that's very poignant. Not sure how often your ministers, pastors, imams, bishops, reverends, etc. go into certain pieces of literature of your holy breath scripts. But I'm going to read this one for you right here. And this is from Hosea, King James Version. That's Hosea 4 and 6, and specifically indicates in here, let me let you see what I'm reading. All right. So, my people are destroyed for a lack for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. Islam. So I'm not going to leave that there for you. I'm going to pull a little something from the Circle 7 Holy Quran. Yeah, this one right here. The Moorish Holy Temple of Science. And see if we can jibe together a couple things right fast. And I'm going to go to one of my favorite ones here, which is the Workshop of the Mind, Carpenter's Tools. Pardon me. And here, let me help y'all out a bit as I get that situated. So, Yeshua, falsely known as Jesus, when he was back with Joseph and Mary, and I'm going to start here at number 6. And you get this yourself and, read it for yourself, you hear me? But as I mentioned, I'm going to start here at number 6. This is chapter 5, title of the chapter, so that you are clear on that. After the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, Yeshua, the search for him. His parents find him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of the carpenter's tools. So Jesus finds himself fixing to get ready to do some work with Joseph. And pardon me, that was I'm still being in the temple, so I'm actually going to skip down from number 6. However, actually, I actually need to start there. This isn't going to be too long anyway. So, while they were looking for Yeshua, they found a guard, and it goes as such. Well, number 5, Mary asked the guards, had they seen Yeshua, a little boy about 12 years old? Number 6, the guard replies, yes, he is in the temple, now disputing with the doctors of the law. And they went in and found him as the guards said. And Mary said, "Why, Yeshua? Why do you treat your parents thus? Lo, we have sought 2 days for you. We feared that some great harm had overtaken you." And Yeshua said, "Do you not know that I must be about my Father's work?" Mother. 10. But he went round and pressed the hand of every doctor of the law and said, "I trust that we meet again." And then he went forth with his parents on their way to Nazareth. And when they reached their home, he wrought with Joseph as a carpenter. One day, as he was bringing forth the tools for work, he said, "These tools remind me of the ones we handle in the workshop of the mind, where things were made of thought and where we build up character. We use the square to measure all the lines, to straighten out the crooked places of the way, and make the corners of our conduct square. We use the compass to draw circles around our passions and desires to keep. Where was I? Desires to keep them in the bounds of righteousness. We use the axe to cut away the knotty, useless, and ungainly parts and make the character symmetrical. 17. We use the hammer to drive home the truth and pound it in until it is a part of every part. We use the plane to smooth the rough, uneven surfaces of joint and block and board that go to build the temple of truth. The chisel, the line, the plummet, and the saw all have their uses in the workshop of the mind. And then this ladder, with its trinity of steps, faith, hope, and love, on it we climb up to the dome of purity and life. And on the 12-step ladder we ascend until we reach the pinnacle of that which life is spent to build the temple of perfected man. Islam. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the one who gathered together these spiritual scripts, holy breath scripts, so that our people can literally have that which is of our own vine and fig tree, so that there is no confusion as to who we are and what is to be done in this plane of manifest. And because we have been extremely lost and confused about our purpose, we find ourselves still trying to figure it out. And yet we also continue to latch on to things that are not of our Moorish divine and national movement. So glad that so-called election is over. Keep parading celebrities and whatnot in front of your face. And so many of you still fell for it. I feel for you. So, what we're going to read right now is called the Divine Warning by the Prophet for the Nations. And since I can't read that and hold this at the same time, I am just going to proceed from this point of view. Editorial: A Divine Warning by the Prophet for the Nations. The citizens of all free national governments, according to their national constitution, are all of one family, bearing one free national name. Those who fail to recognize the free national name of their constitutional government are classed as undesirables and are subject to all inferior names and abuses and mistreatments that the citizens care to bestow upon them. I'm wondering if you caught that yet. And it is a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and cling to names and the principles that allude to slavery. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to the state of mind of their forefathers, divine and national principles, that they will be law abiders and receive their divine right as citizens according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. They are to claim their own free national name and religion. There is but one issue for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish divine national movement, which is incorporated in this government and recognized by all other nations of the world. And through it they and their children can receive their divine rights, unmolested by other citizens, that they can cast a free national ballot at the polls under the free national constitution of the state's government and not under a granted privilege as has been the existing condition for many generations. You who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right, for the redemption of my people, go to those that know law, in the city hall, and among the officials, in your government, and ask them in an intelligent tone, and they will be glad to render you a favorable reply. For they are glad to see me bring you out of darkness into light. Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards and power that makes a man and a nation. The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver and commerce, belong to the citizens alone, and without your national citizenship, by name and principles, you have no true wealth, and I am hereby calling on all true citizens that stand for a national free government and the enforcement of the Constitution to help me in my great missionary work. I need all support from all true American citizens of the United States of America. Help me to save my people who have fallen from the constitutional laws of government. I am depending on your support to get them back to the constitutional fold again, that they will learn to love instead of hate, and will live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, supporting our free national Constitution of the United States of America. I love my people, and I desire their unity and mind back to their own national and divine standard, because day by day they have been violating the national constitutional laws of their government by claiming names and principles that are unconstitutional. If Italians, Greeks, English, Chinese, Japanese, Turks, Arabians, Brazilians, Congolesians, although that's not here, you get the point. I hope that you recognize that those are nations, are forced to proclaim their free national name and religion before the constitutional government of the United States of America, it is no more than right that the law should be enforced upon all other American citizens alike. In all other governments, when a man is born and raised there and asks for his national descent name, and if he fails to give it, he is misused, imprisoned, or exiled. I think Michael Martin Luther King told you that. Did he not? You were exiled in your own land. I know he said that. He was one of my favorites as a young man, as a young cherub. Any group of people that fail to answer up to the constitutional standards of law by name and principles, because to be a citizen of any government, you must claim your national descent name, because they place their trust upon issue and names formed by their forefathers. The word Negro deludes in the Latin language to the word nigger, Niggr, the same as the word colored deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers, because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened upon the earth. These names have never been recognized by any true American citizen of this day. Through your free national name, you are known and recognized by all nations of the earth, and are recognized by said national government in which they live. The 14th and 15th Amendments are fraud. The 14th and 15th Amendments brought the North and South in unit, placing the Southerners, who were at that time without power, with the constitutional body of power. And at that time, 1865, the free national constitution, no law, that was in force since 1774, not the Constitution, mind you. Just go do your research on when the Constitution before the United States of American Republic was ratified, etc. Anyway, back to this. And I'm going to repeat. And at that time, 1865, the free national constitutional law that was in force since 1774 declared all men equal and free. And if all men are declared by the free national constitution to be free and equal, since that constitution has never been changed, there is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendments for the salvation of our people and citizens. That clearly was a distinction. So, there isn't but one supreme issue for my people to use to redeem that which was lost, and that is through the above statements. Then the lion and the lamb can lay down in yonder hills, and neither will be harmed because love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice will be reigning in the land. In those days, the United States will be one of the greatest civilized and prosperous governments of the world. But if the above principles are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come. Because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people. And this great sin must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes, disease, etc. I know the last 4 years has been a doozy. And I, the prophet, do hereby believe that this administration of the government, being more wisely prepared by more genius citizens that believe in their free national constitution and laws, and through the help of such classes of citizens, I, the prophet, truly believe that my people will find the true and divine way of their forefathers and learn to stop serving carnal customs and merely ideas of man that have never done them any good, but have always harmed them. I know you're tired of being harmed. So I, the prophet, am hereby calling aloud with a divine plea to all true American citizens to help me to remove this great sin which has been committed and is being practiced by my people in the United States of America, because they know it is not the true and divine way, and without understanding they have fallen from the true light into utter darkness of sin. And there is not a nation on earth today that will recognize them socially, religiously, politically, or economically, etc. In their present condition of their endeavorment, in which they themselves try to force upon a civilized world, they will not refrain from their sinful ways of action, and their deeds have brought Jim Crowism, segregation, and everything that brings harm to human beings on earth. And they fought the Southerner for all these great misuses. But I have traveled in the South and have examined conditions there, and it is the works of my people continuously practicing the things which bring dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect to any nation that lives the life. And I am hereby calling on all true American citizens for moral support and finance to help me in my great missionary work to bring my people out of darkness into marvelous light. From the prophet. Noble Drew Ali gave us everything it takes to save a nation, and he then realized that you must first take it and save yourself. There's no one coming back to save you. There's no politician that's going to do it for you. There's no celebrity, no sports figure, no movie star, no book write, no anything other than the divine in you that's going to help you see the truth and begin to shed away the ill thoughts that plague your existence. You'll never be perfect. I'm not talking about perfection. But what I am stating is that if you're tired of being tired, of being sick and tired, of so-called being overlooked, not getting your just due, it all begins with language. And in order to change the people, you must change their literature. And in order to comprehend law, which is jurisprudence, to say I have rights, you must comprehend jurisprudence. And implementing that is by way of jurisdiction, which is right words. History and law are never to be taught separately, ever. Not ever. That's also proof as to how the system has indoctrinated everyone, especially the Aboriginal, indigenous, so-called black people, Negro, colored, Latino, and any other name, misnomer that they are willing to accept. African American, Afro American, etc., today or yesterday. Those words, those labels are literally enslavement, literally. There's no two ways about it. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it is going to be. And until you truly want to change that, we will see no change. I'm changing it for me. And I'm definitely planning to help others to see the light. And I know that I have on some level thus far, but it's not about me. This is divine. This is necessary. This is about the human family. Because once the original people of the world, i.e. the planet, get out of slavery thinking, because all nations have suffered slavery and enslavement. Why? Because all nations have done exactly the same wrong thing, chasing after gods that they knew not. It is that simple and is that true. That's the truth. And you can run from the truth all you want, but it's never going to change. It does not pass away. It shall remain always. So, what did Hosea say? 4:6. My people, my people, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me. Do you know what being a priest is? Truly, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I also will forget thy children. It is so simple. It is so simple. We're not talking about some out of body experience, some Bible thumping, so spiritual that you don't know how to navigate in this physical existence. We're talking about taking those spiritual, those words of life, i.e., breath, because that's what spirit literally means, is breath. Those words of life, and as I speak, I am also breathing. The keys were given to you in every book you could ever think of that is called spiritual, because they all talk of the same info. And those principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice exist in every last one of them. That is the salvation of man. That is the divine salvation of man. You don't need a book to tell you that. It's written in your spirit man. It's already there. Because you know as a child, let's look at this right fast. You 2-3 years old, you know nothing about having been necessarily told no about something that you know you shouldn't be doing. Let's go with the auspices of having or sneaking a snack before dinner time. Mama and daddy are getting dinner ready, and you want a snack. And you know not to ask for it already, because you know that you'll be told no. It's never happened already. Once in your existence, at the age of 3, at this point, you know nothing about that. You know not one thing about that. Not one. But what do? You know what you do? You go and sneak that snack. You sneak it. Because you know that you'll be told no. And you snuck it because you knew it was wrong. That's called divine intelligence. And as we mature, we seem to lose, or actually willingly ignore and remove ourselves from divine intelligence. For some reason, we figure that our lower self, intellect, is better than the divine intelligence that you actually have access to and have actually been using. That it's been saving your behind a whole lot. On autopilot, you didn't even know at times. Divine intelligence. So You know, you either can wise up and start tapping back into self, into your higher mind, your higher self, or keep living in a debased life in your lower self and keep experiencing these atrocities that Negroes, coloreds, and black people and every other misnomer that they throw on you, because you allow them to throw it on you too. On top of that, you don't even correct the record for yourself. No dignity. None. And I can't even blame you, because maybe you don't necessarily know, but how about I know you hear it, because it's very loud right now. I know that you hear it. It's very loud right now. I know that you hear it. It's been very loud for about maybe the last, since Barry's last term. It's been very loud. Very, very, very loud. And he even told you while he was there, he was Kenyan, not black, Kenyan American. That's a nationality. You can either choose to wake up and start correcting the record for your own mind, for your own spirit, your own spirit, your own sojourn, or not. But the universe, Mother Nature, they ain't coming to rescue you. You don't even respect yourself. So, whatever. But I tell you all of this in love. I do. I tell you this all in love. Peace. That I found. Truth. Undeniable. Freedom. Unbound. Because justice is and will always prevail. Until next time, the 5 will keep you straight, and the 2 are your saving grace. Supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, a man that looked like me and told me that I was not Negro, black, or colored. Islam.